Hi, it's Laura from Tucson and Chip. We are the Yarn Closet, Arizona. Yarn Closet, Arizona on Ravelry. We have a The Yarn Closet group, which has lots of prizes if we can just get our membership up. Hi, Sadie. And today I'm coming to you with some lovely rain background noise, not common in Tucson, but we are in monsoon and having a little rain this year, so my lighting is crummy. But the kids are off at Grandma's briefly, and I am having a ridiculous week. So Monday started out crazy. Kids peeing on the floor, Sadie vomiting, 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, good Lord, it was ridiculous. And the whole week has just been crazy ever since, just crazy. So I filmed my little video and said the first person who would comment would get a prize, because we're gonna start sending out prizes. And I have a commenter, and I gave her the option of a 50-gram skein of sock yarn or a cranked 50-gram skein of sock yarn. She opted for cranked, and we have successfully gone over to our little Earlhart sock machine we named Lewis because it is seafoam green, a custom color, and one of my favorite tattoos is in seafoam green. So I will show you what I am sending out to Bobby Miller in Illinois, I believe. It's a skein of Knit Picks Felici in, oh boy, my glasses are not here. No, Magnus, I'm podcasting. I know you don't like the rain. I know that. But you can't do this. I'm podcasting. Shh. Do you need a treat? Is that what you need, a treat? You need a treat? Okay. We're having a podcast break to give the dogs a treat. Is this going to make you feel better? Sit. Magnus, sit. Good boy. Good girl, Sadie. Okay, okay. And you don't sit. That was Chip. My son asked me last night when we're laying in bed doing prayers and stuff, if there was something that happened and it was me and Chip, who would you save first? And I started laughing. I said, well, honey, I would save you. And he said, okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a close one. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's not a good parenting moment. It's not. I know it. It's not. Anyway, I wanted to show you the tube. It's freshly cranked. It's on a 64 cylinder. Hopefully she'll like the gauge. It's what I like. It's not overly dense, but it's definitely not thin. There's, you know, what else can I say about it? It's approximately 240 rows. There is waste yarn on both ends. This was done on a different cylinder size, but these socks, for instance, have a hung hem. So I folded it and I seamed it along the 30th row from the end. So the hem that you see is about 15 rows deep. And so that's 30 rows. Then I put in the heel, and then it's about 60 rows, and I pulled back some yarn and I put in the toe. So realistically, it takes a little over 100 rows for the toe and the foot and the cuff. If you add in a separate heel color, if you added in a separate toe and heel color, you could get more socks out of less crank rows. Did that make sense? That had to make sense. You all know what I'm talking about. So hopefully Bobby will love it and it will be a successful first gift. Please comment, please feel free to go to the Yarn Closet group on Ravelry because there are more gift giveaways. If we can get up to 25 members, which we're close, there's a pretty decent gift, 50, and then again at 100. At 100 members, I'm giving away a bag from Darn Yarn, Minnesota, and yarn and some trinkets. This one, a sock bag with 2 sections. It's fabulous. And this lovely wooden cup, one of a kind. My husband made it. He makes me lots of stuff. I'm very lucky. But today I just got this tote. And I am just so thrilled. The leather is not overly heavy, which some of them are. It's lightweight. But it's big enough with this extra chunk that drawstrings that I can have a decent size project in here and carry it, but the top is closed. That's a big deal for me, being legally blind. I don't want to accidentally have stuff slipping out or get snagged on things. Snagging is a real issue. So I'm very, very excited. Like you may have seen on my Instagram, my Mrs. Brown's bag that I got that I love, I put the little plastic snaps. So I can snap it 3 across here, or I can snap 2 across this way, but to give it a little bit of closure when I have stuff in it, or when I end up having it as not just my yarn thing. Because oftentimes the yarn bag in my life with little kids turns into the bag. Because life is crazy enough when you have to have kids and a cane and their stuff and you want your knit stuff for sanity. Talking about knit stuff for sanity, I finished this little tiny roll brim hat. I am so not thrilled with the construction, but my daughter has a crocheted hat that's about the same dimensions from last year, and it's just the most adorable thing. It looks ridiculous. So I'm hoping it actually fits on her. I don't know. Hey Chip, will it fit on you? Come here. Come here, will it fit on you? Your head is really tiny. Really tiny. That's it comfy. Do you love it? Do you love it? Oh, do you love it? Oh, thanks. You love anything mommy makes? Yeah. That's love you. And then I also started a, what is this called? That's not the right thing. I'm calling it the Coolie, but it's the Anguli cowl. And I'm doing it at a slightly tighter gauge with a 1/2 millimeter smaller needle. And I haven't put any striping in yet because I had this muck-up. Where's the muck-up? I just love this kind of little edge. You know, I just love it. Where's the muck-up? Here's the muck-up. I don't know what happened, and all of a sudden I had like a hole. So I took my end here, because I left a really long one, and I was able to weave it back in and kind of close it up, and hopefully it's not gonna be a problem. The pattern calls for striping. It's just a simple garter stitch, but you do something interesting with the shaping because you end up getting a shape that looks like that, and then you sew these 2 sides together. So you get a cowl with a point. So it gives you the same effect of some of the large shawls without the bulk, which I think would be fabulous here. And if it works really well and I can figure out this next step of shaping, sizing, then I'm going to modify it a few more times for the weather that we have here, because in the summertime, do you notice this? Nobody is naturally this ridiculously pink. This is sun, and I need far less of it because all of my parents have had every year Skin cancer surgery, skin cancer surgery, skin cancer surgery. My dad had 6 or 7 one year. And I'm fairer than all of them. Also, I've been working on another large garter stitch shawl that's just, you know, my own little shaping and going from one color to the next. So this is a Yowza, I think something about zombies, and then this is Stranded Dye Works. I have no idea. Flamingo, I don't know. It's the last bit of something, the other 2 projects I did with it, so I'm just kind of feathering it in and gonna go. I have a fair amount of DK, and I hope to make some kind of a sweater, but I don't have a bunch of DK in like a tonal color for a sweater. So, you know, I just finished the 48-inch square, granny square, for a baby blanket out of some acrylic. But it was going to town for 4 days. Every moment I wasn't being interrupted with kids and having to feed them and bathe them and homework and this and that. So I just wanted to do some simple garter stitch and some stuff that just is a little different. I pulled that hat off the needles probably too quickly. So if it doesn't end up fitting her, and she's a crazy one for headbands and hats and stuff, then I'll just pull it apart and use it as heels on some socks or cuffs or something. I mean, it's not like the yarn's gonna go to waste. What else do I have that's exciting and wonderful to share and to show? I have nothing. I have nothing. It is Wednesday, and it's been a crazy week, and I just wanted to slow down a little. I want to get my little table over in this corner so I have a better workspace. I want to figure out how to get my daughter to not be so disobedient at school sometimes. Because she just has days, and it's crazy. I got that kid, you know, where you say, come here, and it's like, let's play chase. Because for the most part, she is well behaved at home, and she is a helper, and she is articulate, and, you know, tells stories. It might be because I've been working a little bit extra with my son right now because he skipped a grade. So I'm working at some classes with him. And, whoa, that was obnoxious. Let's not do that. I'm podcasting. I love to hear him sing. You could sing something. Come on. All right, well, Bobby, I will hopefully have your tube in the mail by Friday. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Get some time in knitting or crocheting.